Are you an agent? I guess that was like my 007, right? But that's the question. Are you an agent? Welcome. Welcome to the Wyfe Up Podcast and YouTube channel. And I'm so grateful that you guys are here today, spending this day with me. I am so excited about today's topic, right? So I want you guys to stick around and like flow with me on this, okay? Because it's something that really means something to me. And so let me just start really quickly by introducing myself. My name is Deetra, and I am the host of the Wyfe Up Podcast and YouTube channel. And for those of you that are listening on the podcast, like I mentioned, YouTube channel, I also have a YouTube channel of the same name. And so if you're a visual person like myself, I like to watch people as they speak, please head on over to the YouTube channel and like and subscribe if you like the content. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I also like to always start with a quick little prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to hang out with the Wyfe Up Fam. Thank you for this opportunity to pour into wives, Lord, to pour into marriages. That's what I love to do. It is my passion. And if I can help to save a woman from going down the path of divorce, that is what I'm here to do, Lord. And thank you for using me as a vessel. I love you and praise you and worship you. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. So again, today the topic is, are you an agent? So I wanted to look that word up, agent, and I'll tell you a little quick story in a few minutes about why I went with this topic, okay? But I looked up the word agent. Let's define it. There's two definitions that I found. An agent is a person who acts on behalf of another person or group. And an agent is also defined as a person or thing that takes an active role or produces a specified effect. So like an agent of change, right? There's a lot of change happening in our world now as we speak, and there are agents of change, or rather for change. And so the reason why I'm bringing this whole agent thing up is because something happened to us recently, my family and I just wanted to share. So true story, my landlord is asking for her place back, the place that we are living in right now. So we do not own our home simply because we're not sure exactly where we want to place roots. So we're renting, and we've been renting this place for the past 3 years. And my landlord is selling the house that she's in, and she wants this place back. Now, we know that, obviously there's, we have rights, especially within COVID and so on and so forth. But nonetheless, if she wants her place back, we would love to give it back to her because they've been great to us. And our lease is up, so we've been living month to month. So it's kind of like, well, you know what? Maybe it's time for a change. So we'll see, right, on how that goes. But anyway, it's not the easiest thing in the world for us to just up and find a place, because we're looking for 5 bedrooms and we're looking for a place that accepts dogs. And that's not an easy feat all the time. You might get the 5 bedrooms, but someone might say, hey, I don't accept dogs, or we only accept small dogs, and our dogs are pit bull mixes. And so it's not easy to find a place that will accept them. And our dogs are amazing. We got them from Humane Society 12 years ago. So they're 12 years old, and they're sisters, and they are awesome. And I don't know how anybody could look at their face and go, no, I don't want to rent to you. But nonetheless, all right. So I reached out to a friend of mine who happens to be a realtor, real estate agent. And I said, hey, Nikki, and shout out to Nikki if you're listening. I love you so much. You are so awesome. Nikki, I asked her, she said, are you wanting to buy? I'm like, no. And I said, we're looking for a rental. And she said, for 5 bedrooms. She said, I know of a place. And I'm like, look at God, because that's all God. And so she said, I know of a place, and basically it has everything that you're looking for. And I could let you see it. So we went to go and look at it, and we really loved the place. So hopefully we will get it. And so having said that, one of the things that I love about Nikki, and just the care that I know that agents give, a lot of agents, at least if they're good at what they do, is that they care for the people that they are involved with. And so even though I wasn't looking for a place to buy, and Nikki's a realtor, she still was like, hey, I got you. I'll take care of you. I know a place over here, and you guys can go and look at it. And I'm like, that is pretty awesome. Okay, thank you so much. And she goes above and beyond for the people that she, or her clients, right? She goes above and beyond for people that she works for on their behalf. And so that's what she did for us. So even though we weren't buying a house, when we are ready to buy a house, Nikki's the first person that we're going to call because of that, because of the way that she's taking care of us and because she has done this on our behalf. And so that is what agents do. They work on other people's behalves. And I started thinking about the different types. I have my notes as usual. I started thinking about the different types of agents, right? Okay, so there are, off the top of my head, there are real estate agent, like I said. There's a life insurance agent. So on your behalf, your life insurance agent is looking for the best policies to fit your life. Okay, car insurance agent on your behalf is going to pair you with the best auto policy and possible home and business bundle to best fit your situation. All right, the entertainment agent, right, for actors and actresses, models, etc. On their behalf, they are working to find representation for them, finding them the best jobs for their careers. Same with the sports agents, right? That's another one who on behalf of their athlete will structure the best bonuses, contracts, and endorsements to enhance the athlete's brand. You guys get the point. Whether an agent is an individual or an agent for change, an agent acts on behalf of something or someone they believe in or means something to them. So they got me to thinking, I'm an agent. I'm an agent, and I didn't even realize it, but I am. I am an agent. I'm not a real estate agent, nor am I an entertainment agent. I'm not an FBI agent, car or life insurance agent, nor a sports agent. But what I am is an agent for my husband. Whew. I'm a husband agent. No, that would make me a wife agent, right? Actually, first, I'm an agent here on earth, acting on behalf of my Father in heaven. I want to represent him well, and I just want God to be proud of me. Ultimately, I want to glorify him in everything that I do. I may fall short, but the Lord knows I'm trying. Secondly, I'm an agent for my husband. I'm a wife agent, and I act on behalf of my husband. So what does that look like? Let's break it down. How is a wife agent similar to these other agents? Let's start with the talent agent. A talent agent works on behalf of their client to promote and represent their interests. Okay, so as the agent for my husband, I work on behalf of my husband to promote and represent his interests. In other words, I build him up. The definition of promote is to support and actively encourage, which is what I do for my husband. I pour into my husband. My job is to let him know I truly believe in him and his abilities, as well as his dreams and his aspirations as well. Truthfully, there isn't anything, and this is real talk, there isn't anything that I don't think my husband can't do. There isn't anything I don't think he can do. I build on his strengths, and I never, it's written in all caps, focus on his weaknesses. Never. I also take an interest in his interests, and I make sure he feels free to enjoy them. Why do I take an interest? Because it builds relationships, just like agents do. Agents, whether it's a real estate agent or life insurance agent or any type of agent, sports agent, they take an interest in their clients, in their potential clients' interests. That's what they do. They take an interest in their interests. Why? Because if you're interested in the same thing I'm interested in, we can have a conversation. We can talk. We can go see a game together. You love sports? I love sports. Let's go watch a game. We can go watch a movie together. You like action adventure? I like action adventure, right? We like the same type of food. Let's go out to eat. It's a conversation, and it's a relationship that you can have with that person. That's the same with my husband. In order for an agent to get and keep a client, they have to build a relationship with them. And if I genuinely like the same things my husband likes, then we can enjoy them together. And we have something to talk about. We have something in common. And we have something that we can build on. And we have something that we can share. Like, let's do this together. My husband rides motorcycles. I'm not a motorcycle rider, but I will get on the back of the motorcycle and I'm learning how to ride a motorcycle so we can do that together. Listen, Listen, okay? All right, so let's talk about the real estate agent. With the seller's and the buyer's best interest in mind, the real estate agent will use their knowledge of the market to accurately price the property, list it, and market it to potential buyers. Well, as an agent for my husband, with my husband's best interest in mind, I, as his agent, will use my knowledge of his needs as a man in this world and as a man of the house to accurately make sure all of his needs are being met. List out what may need extra attention and assess our marriage. And assess our marriage to see if there are any potential problems so it can be nipped in the bud immediately. That's what I do as his agent. Okay. For the sports agent, they read and explain contracts to the clients. When my husband gets home and is comfortable, I explain to him the going-ons in the house and anything that may need his attention after he gets comfortable. I don't hit him at the door with the bag. This is what happened. This, and this. Let him get in the house good. Let him have a drink or his dinner, or, let him sit down and kick his feet up before I attack him with what's going on. No, but he still has to know what's going on. And so if it's something that I haven't already handled, speaking of handling, next one is for the sports agent. They handle the marketing and promotional activities. My husband and I are a team, or we are a unit, as Kevin Hart likes to say. And we are also a brand, and I represent our marriage in these streets. Like, seriously, I represent our marriage on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, on this podcast, in these streets, at church, any place that we are. When we're not together, I represent my husband. I represent this brand of our marriage. And I don't mean brand as in trying to be famous. I just mean brand as in that this brand here, Robert and Deetra, that's a brand. That's a brand that other people are looking at. And prayerfully and hopefully we are representing our brand well enough that people are saying, okay, they have a good marriage. What is it that they're doing? This is what I need to do. And this is what I want to do in my marriage, right? Sometimes my husband can't be with me, but I can. And I represent us, like I said. All right. So another thing a sport agent does is resolving public relation issues. I don't have my glasses on. I'm sorry. That's why. Sometimes my husband is very busy, but has to handle some things. If things come up, I, as his wife, will handle them on his behalf. There's that word behalf again. I love that word, right? So I can resolve issues for him if he can't. That's all that is. I'm an agent. I'm an agent. Okay. Signing and taking care of top athletes. That's another thing that the sports agent will do. My husband is my top athlete. Oof. He's the MVP. Come on now. He's the MVP of this marriage. He's the MVP of our house. He's the MVP of our life. My husband is the most valuable player. Seriously. And I treat him as such. I try to ensure that he has the best of the best. That's what these sports agents do when they have a top athlete. They make sure they get the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. And I do the same for my MVP. I don't want him to want for nothing. He takes good care of us, and I want to make sure he is well taken care of. And then he's not going to look outside, anywhere, for anything. Because everything he needs, he gets here. All right. Also, the sports agent assesses new talent. Part of my job is to assess and cultivate my husband's talents, to bring out the best in my husband. I pay close attention to who he is and all of his strengths. If there are areas he has weaknesses in, I help to build them up. Oof. If there are areas he has weaknesses in, I help to build them up. I do this by prayer, pouring into him and filling in the gaps. Where he is weak, I may be strong. You guys heard that yin and yang. God made us in a certain way. And that's why sometimes people are attracted to each other, because the things that he's weak in, I may be strong in. The things I'm weak in, he's strong in. And so together we are complete as one. Okay, so I do not pray, Prey, on his weaknesses. I pray, Pray, and intercede for him on his behalf. Come on now. All right. So another agent is a life insurance agent. All right. So they provide advice to clients and recommend insurance products. Well, I provide advice to my husband when he needs it, and sometimes even when he doesn't. I also have recommendation of things when he needs solutions. All right. Life insurance agents also provide good customer service to maintain and retain their clients. And as his wife, my husband, I provide exemplary, and he will tell you that, customer service to my husband to maintain outstanding relations and to retain him as my client, my husband. Listen, we talked about that. I had an episode about, wife, are you about to get fired? Right? I am serious about this. This is not a joke. This is not play time. My husband, if I'm his agent, he is my client. That means he's my number one priority, right? I don't have a bunch of clients. Like, he's it. He is my number one client. Sometimes there are agents where they get that one client that they never have to work again, like that one client, although agents aren't like that. Agents pretty much, have different clients. I don't need to have that. But you get an agent that gets that star client is the one that they're like, listen, all the other ones maybe, but that one right there, that one pays my rent, that one, pays the mortgage. And I'm not talking about my husband, I'm talking about the agent, talking about their client, because they have a high profile client or a high client that pays, that they make a lot of money from, right? And for me, my husband, it's not about money. It's about, I get paid in love. Do you know what I'm saying? I get paid in hugs and adoration. I get paid in respect. I get paid in lust. I get paid in, his love language. He pays me every single day. My husband does. And so I want to retain him as a client. Divorce is not even an option. Not never isn't an option. All right. So also life insurance agents, they interview prospective clients to gather data about them. I interview my husband and get data about him as much as I can. I want to know everything that's going on with him. And I mean everything, from how his day went, from how he's feeling, what's going on in his body, what's going on in his mind, anything new. Is there a new mole on him? You know what I mean? Or is he coughing? Or is I don't know. Just like I mentioned before in one of my podcasts that we need to study our husbands, and I study my husband. I'm nosy about him. Like, I want to know what's going on with him, because men aren't always that forthcoming with the information, right? By the time your husband tells you that he's in pain, he's truly in pain. Like, by the time he says it to you, he's at probably at 100, right? He's mentioning it to you, making it seem like he's at a 40, but really he's at 100. And he's just dealing with the pain because he doesn't want to say. I want to know. I want to know as much data about my husband as I possibly can find out. Why? Because I'm his agent. That's why. That's what we agents do. We find out data. That's what we do. All right. So as you can see, there are similarities between all of these other agents and us wives. They provide services to their clients to get them the best real estate, life insurance deals, and contracts. Their services are needed to provide the very best for their clients. We wives provide services to our clients, aka our husbands, to get them the best of everything they need. Our services are needed to provide the very best for our clients, our husbands. And so I chose that subject because I really thought it resonated with us as wives, because that's what we do. The same things that these agents do for their clients, we do for our husbands, in a sense, right? Obviously, they do different things, right? You're not going to go to a life insurance agent for car insurance, and you're not going to go to a sports agent for, for realty. You're just not, right? There are different agents for different things, but they have one thing in common, and that is that they act on behalf of their clients. And so I really felt like that was something that we as wives do. Our clients are our husbands. They should be our top priorities, and their best interests. We should have their best interests at heart. And so if you aren't an agent for your husband, I implore you to be. Implore you. I'm asking you to take him into consideration and take him under your wing, in a sense, right? Make him your client. Make him your number one priority. And not just in your mind and not just in your heart. Make him feel it too. My husband knows beyond a shadow of a doubt, just like I'm sure you can tell, that he is my number one priority. He knows that. I mean, obviously there's God first, then him, right? But my husband, I was given the opportunity to love him. I was given the opportunity to be his wife. And I cannot tell you how happy I am that I have this job, that I have this blessing in my life. I heard someone say, I don't remember what it was, a YouTube channel. Someone had a channel, maybe it was a podcast. Maybe it was Bill Burr. I don't remember. Somebody said, because my husband was listening to it, and someone said that a person has decided when these women are, no, it wasn't Bill Burr. Anyway, when these women, meaning women who are choosing not to get married, right? And I really don't know if it's so much of a choice as in they have a bunch of suitors and they're just like, no, I'm not going to marry you. No, I'm not going to marry you. And no, I'm not going to marry you. Or is it that they're so difficult that no one's even asking in the first place? And they've just resolved to, you know what? I just want to be by myself. You know, and this isn't the reason why you should get married is so you wouldn't be by yourself. But there's perks to being married. There's perks to having that person to share your life with. I don't want to die alone. For women that say, that's okay, I'll just be by myself. And then they're like 70 and 80 years old and they have no husband and they have no kids and they have nobody there really to look out for them in life. You 80 and 90 years old and there's no one that can vouch for you. There's nobody that's doing life with you. Now, listen, if that's your choice, okay, that's your choice. I just don't understand it. And I was talking to a friend of mine this evening, and we were talking about how the world tries to portray marriage as boring and not fun and the old ball and chain and like you're stuck now for life and try to portray marriage as this terrible thing. And honestly, guys, when you do marriage right, like when you're doing marriage with God in the center of your marriage, marriage is fun. It really is. It is so much fun to share your life with someone. That one person, right? Not a multitude of people, not just, sleeping around and looking for love in all the wrong places and you with this guy one week and then the next week, or it didn't work out, you with another guy. And no, I'm talking about that one dude, that one guy that, you get the ring, the title, and the deed, and that's your dude, that's your husband. And you get to do life with him, you get to have fun with him. And I know I said that already, but It is amazing. It is amazing. Marriage is amazing. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. I highly do. And I know there's some women like, I'm trying. Like, does he have a brother or a friend? Like, send somebody my way. Like, I want to be married too. I get it. Wait on God. Write down your petitions, because that's what it says in the Bible. Write it down so the heralds can run with it. Write it down so God can see it. Pray to God and ask him to send your Mr. Right. Send your man to you. Your husband, not your man, your husband to you. And then wait. And while you're waiting, get to know God and build a relationship with God and get closer to God. Because the whole thing about being married is, even though it's fun, even though it's awesome and amazing and sexy and just so cool to spend your life with someone, even though all of those things are amazing, you still first have to be able to say, you know what, God, I just want you. I just want you. And if you happen to bring me somebody else to share my life with, that's a bonus. That is a bonus. But God can fill every need that you have, every need and desire. He can. He really can. God is enough. God is enough. But God also created marriage. And so I'm telling you that marriage is fun. And while God is enough, he is enough. I'm so blessed that he said, you know what? There's somebody that you can spend the rest of your life with and share life with. Because that's what I feel like we were meant to do. The way that God created man and he created woman, and the way how we, our bodies just mesh together to be one. That act right there of lovemaking, and, we become one when we do that, and we become one when we're married, and, we are husband and wife, Mr. and Mrs. We represent one and we represent one another. It's so beautiful the way God put that together. I love it. I just love it. He's so awesome. So I'm not going to take up too much more of you guys' time. Thank you for hanging out with me, and become an agent of your husband. I'm an agent of mine. That's my dude right there. I listen, whatever it takes for my dude, that is exactly what I would do. That is my husband. I'm so proud to be his wife. I'm so in love with him after knowing him for 18 years.